Warning: this is a Katawa Shoujo playthrough. Some content may be inappropriate for kiddies. Previously on Katawa Shoujo.
Hisho, this is Akira Satao, my older sister. Okay, so it is a sister. Wanna go see some more of the festival with me? Maybe. Oh, to see. Gotta go see. Oh, I get. Blind jokes. Resting my hand on her shoulder. Oh, we're going there. We're going there, my peeps.
Feel my fries.
But I'm half Japanese, half Scottish. Yes, I was right. So Shizune and Lilly are cousins? That was a date, wasn't it? Well, if you wanted it to be. So kawaii! Her lips brushing against my other cheek. Yes. Oh, we finally got to one of these.
And our story continues.
Hey, everybody out there in YouTube land, Jake of the OneManBand is back again playing more Katawa Shoujo. The previous episode, we were really tired and a lot of just kind of filler happened, but we are finally at a decision part of the game. So, we either tell the truth about what we were thinking of or avoid the subject. And you know what? Me personally, I believe truth is the best policy. So, we're gonna tell the truth. We're gonna tell the truth. Okay, fine. You want me to click on it with mouse? Fine. There. I clicked on it with the mouse. I'm telling the truth. Well, it was just kind of... I was thinking about how you seem to have everything so sorted out. Even with Hanako relying on you, I can admit that even I kind of rely on you with when I first transferred in. I think it's a good quality to have. Being that shoulder people can lean on. I try to be that. I probably epically fail, but I still try. I turn to Lilly, surveying her reaction. What's happening? She's forcing herself to look forward and furrowing her brow quite a bit. Her face looks a bit awkward, as if she's trying to find just the right words. Did I do something wrong? Lilly? I would thank you, but assuming that I don't really rely on the presence of others too much, you'd be wrong to think that Hanako simply depends on me with nothing in return. She seems to have a bit of trouble saying it, but even though it's largely what I'd thought already. If she tried so hard to maintain her independence, has anyone ever have had it in her position? Cited or not. Maybe she finds it hard to talk about her own needs. Oh, so she's that kind of person. She's always thinking about others and not really so much herself. Makes sense, really. It's only now that I realize her omission is what she says. Though I decided to follow it up, largely to to avoid things getting too personal. Oh, and what about me? Oh, great. I think we may have hit something rather good or bad. She suddenly runs ahead of me and turns, blocking me off. That's quite something exuberant for a blind person to do. With a smile, she holds her hands behind her and as she leans forwards. You're different. Different? What do you mean by that? Is that the good kind different or the bad kind different? Because I'm not really all that different. And with that, she turns back and continues to walk ahead of me, a newfound spring in her step. All I can do is raise an eyebrow and give a dazed grin. Do the whole single raised eyebrow thing that I can't do. Kind of just do both eyebrows up. I don't think I've ever seen this playful and teasing side of her before. So, I'm different. It's hard to work out the exact context, but knowing her, this ambiguity was intended. Our relationship has been changing. At the very least, simply because I've begun to stand on my own feet more than and starting getting more curious about the situation of those around me. As to why, probably a mix of personal curiosity and a want to try to work out how to deal with my situation. I'm less sure of Lilly, though. It's her own statement, so similar to my own. Feelings toward her throws me off so much. Watching her make her way up the street, cane tapping from left to right, I decide to settle the matter later, and just smile. There's a nice side to her, and I don't want to forget it. Eventually, we get to the girls' dormitories, both my arms aching from the... Arching, there's no R, stupid Jake! Aching from the weight of the 2 sets of groceries. We're finally here. Phew. I bend down to wipe my forehead with the back of my hand. Yo, bro, you're severely out of shape. Lilly stops in front of her door and sets down her bag, fishing around in her pockets for the key. Thank you, Hishio. I really appreciate your help. It's nothing. Don't worry about it. It might be nothing to you, but it's definitely something to me. And with that, she steps through the door, closing it behind her. Another score for us! Yeah! I blink. Those were nothing but honest thanks, but I can't help but feel something different about them. Anyway, I have something else to do before I can mull on that at my leisure. I turn back to the door to Hanako's room and proceed to knock twice in quick succession, the bags still in my hand rustling together. Hi, Hanako! Hi! After a couple seconds, the door slowly opens as if one weren't looking closely, they could have forgotten of thinking it hadn't moved at all. I twist my head from the side to try to peer through the tiny sliver of a gap between the door and the door frame. Hey, Hanako!
I got the stuff.
Hi! With that, she opens the door completely, making her plain room visible over her shoulder. Sparsely decorated, it's probably even more unremarkable than my room. And that's saying something. I hold up my right arm, both bags almost pulling it straight back down with their weight. Thank you, Hishio. I'm sorry to make you carry them all this way. It's fine, don't worry about it. Just don't make me do it every day, okay? I pass the bags to her as I give a lighthearted chuckle. After the initial transfer of weight, she manages to take them easily. I'll be off then. Night, Hanako. Good night. See you in class tomorrow. Yeah, maybe. I may sleep for a good long while. With a deep bow, her groceries still held in both hands, she steps back and shuts the door. Making my way back to my own dorm, I put one bag in my other hand to balance them out. Even as I do, I can't get Lily's lighthearted smile out of my mind. When I'd first met her, it would have been nearly impossible to imagine her like that. Indeed, it feels like we've been closer in the past few weeks since I first got to know both she and Hanako. The time that I spent with her each day, the small exchanges of happiness we shared, those small moments of joy as I get closer to her. I'm far from certain, but I don't think that these are just normal feelings of friendship, which means we're obviously delving into something bigger than friendship. Good, nice to see that you're still a little bit dense, Hishio. Once I return to my room, I store away my groceries and begin getting ready for the night. Oh yes, we got this letter. That's probably from that one. Didn't we get a letter similar to this in the Emmy Let's Play? If my memory serves me correct, it was from the one girl from the very beginning. I swat the school bags off my bed for those I'll need tomorrow, pulling out the yellow envelope Misha gave me earlier in the process. I got sidetracked by one thing after another, so I couldn't really deal with it earlier. Who could have written it? Me, I wonder. The name neatly adorned on the back of the envelope freezes me in my tracks. It's been so long since I've seen her writing. There's a little chance I could have identified it as hers otherwise. Iwanako. Yeah, I thought so. So, why should she have written me? I can't think of any good reason for her to do this. I almost don't open the letter, but there'd be little point to that. If I just let it alone, the mere existence would gnaw on me until I did something about it. Oh no, we have the intense, dramatizing music. I look down at the piece of paper on my desk. It's bright and summerly decoration beaming happily at me. The letter is in pink, jarring badly with a yellow sunflower border, or the... Oh, okay. The lettering is in pink, jarring badly with the yellow sunflower border of the card. Okay, I understand it now. It just took me a while. I'm sorry. The handwriting is neat, the characters having been written thoughtfully and with a unusual amount of care. I've barely given the letter a second thought when it was given to me, but now I can't get its contents out of my mind. Well, While I'd like to say that I don't know why she used such an old-fashioned method of communication, considering a phone call or an email would have been much faster and easier, the answer feels obvious enough given the content. Well, we have a phone, but I don't think she has our number, and we don't have a computer. So, a letter leaves a comfortable distance between the sender and the recipient. Unlike a phone, it isn't required that you engage in conversation, and unlike email, there is a less expectation in an immediate reply. Statements such as the third years seems to be very anxious about the final exams, and it's so weird to think we are already seniors, isn't it? Are just small talk. Small talk that could have been achieved by simply replying to any of the messages I'd sent her while in the hospital. The ending, though, is the true reason she sent this. The last couple lines added almost as an afterthought. I wonder if we will meet again. Perhaps it's for the best if we don't. It's a statement that should hurt. I've always heard breakups are nasty stuff, but it feels like this is simply a reaffirmation of what we both already knew instead. It's the preceding text, no more of the small talk, that makes me feel almost uneasy. I can't figure out why, no matter how long I sit here and look down at this bright and summery piece of paper. If you would like to correspond with me, by all means write back. It's plainly obvious that this is not the type of letter to be replied to. This is kind of I guess breakup letter is the best way to categorize this, but it's the kind of letter that's like, hey, if you want to talk, then we can talk, but we don't really have to talk. It's like that. In the end, this letter is no more than a simple abdication of responsibility, a final statement to reassure her that our relationship is over. As such, I find I have a little problem with scrumping the letter in the envelope into a ball and tossing it into the waste bin, ridding myself of its existence. Well, that was kind of a less dramatic impact than it had in the last playthrough. I go to bed with mixed feelings, cheated out of a pleasant evening by this intruder from the past. Ironically, it takes a while before I can manage to sleep. But at least we sleep. That is the thing. And then we have the time skip thing. I get to take a little breather from the reading. Oh. I sweat profusely, awaiting the dreadful moment. Oh, great. What's happening now? Each tick of the clock tenses my muscles that much more, every minute making more hair stand on end. It's coming for me. I can feel it. The monster. Death? Wait, death in the form of a single sheet of paper. What the... What's with this change in tone? What the freak? I take the small pile of papers from the student in front of me and pass it backwards after plucking off the top piece. Looking at the top right of the paper, I find my fears realized within a small red circle. 43! Like out of 100? I hang my head and sigh in resignation, cursing under my breath. I can feel the aura of a similar sentiment rising from the entire class. It's strange, but that fact lifts my mood by a minuscule amount. Misery loves company, I suppose. So we failed the test? I guess. So death comes in the form of a failed test. Just like the teachers of high school told me. Dang it! As the teacher opens his mouth, the room braces for the inevitable onslaught. Only to be saved at the last minute! Thank you, Lord Jesus, for sending the bell! We quickly move to collect our bags and leave for lunch post-haste, but the teacher delivers a parting broadside. We'll be discussing the class test scores next lesson. Needless to say, there will be quite some discussion to be had. A collective groan resounds from the class, now reduced to shuffling out dejectedly. I push the sheet into my bag as I walk along the hallway, crumpling it in the process. It's enough that such a troublesome letter ended up on my desk yesterday, and now this. Man, death by paper. Oh, I hate English. Oh, okay, so it was an English test. Dude, I never did well on English tests. Well, spelling tests are what got me, but still, English is a completely weird, stupid language. Just to understand, but Hishio! A stern female voice gruffly calls out from behind me. I freeze on spot, my face becoming like stone. It's as if I can feel my brain disconnecting from my body. Great! Death by girl as well? Oh no, that's like the second worst kind of death. My eyes slowly shift right, trying to catch a glimpse of the disembodied voice. Nothing. My face begins to slip as time passes. I decide to risk turning my head ever so slowly. I twist it to the... Gah! I jump in the air and drop my bag, yelling out in surprise. As I recover, I regain my composure and turn to see. I should have known. Emmy. The return of Emmy! Why, hello! I haven't seen you since... beginning of this playthrough of Katawa Shoujo, but mostly since the last playthrough of Katawa Shoujo I did. Gotcha, Hishio. She stands there with a mischievous grin on her face, hands forward and fingers pointed inwards. She was the one who jabbed my ribs with her fingers. I looked down with a grimace, rubbing my hair in frustration. That's no way to greet someone, you know, especially someone with a heart condition. You have no sense of humor. I also have a bad heart, so I left my sense of humor in my English class. Complain to the teacher if you want it given back to me. She pulls her best puppy dog eyes on me as she pouts, the ones that could, end wars. Lilly managed to build up my resistance to the tactic, but Emmy's short stature adds enough to the effort to make me reluctant. So, how are things? I haven't seen you around for a while. Same old, same old. I run so fast, nobody wants to join me on my morning runs. It's a real pain. Her modesty never fails to amuse me. Although, oh no. I was thinking. I'm thinking, don't you, Hishio? You know what I'm thinking, don't you, Hishio? Wearing my emotions on my sleeve is one of my worst habits. She's seen right through me. Fortunately, I see someone else approaching us that will get me out. Oh, hi, Hanako! Thanks for being my get-out-of-jail-free card. I give her a welcoming wave and try my best at looking like I haven't noticed Emmy's pouting face. She gives a small wave back. Hello, Hishio. Emmy. Hey, Hanako. I'll join you and Lily in a sec. Actually, speaking of lunchtime company, it's odd to see you without, Rin, Emmy. Ah, Rin! Without a second word, she forgets all about us and bolts out up the hallway. She must have forgotten she was waiting for her.
Whew, we got out of that one, guys.
Hanako and I stand speechless, only able to helplessly stand and watch this ball of seemingly boundless energy dash off. Oh, yeah, Hishio. Oh, great, she's back. She suddenly stops herself just before vanishing around the corner to the rooftop staircase, spinning around to meet our bemused faces. I hate English too. Everyone hates English. Don't lie. And with that, she disappears. All I can do is hang my head and give a long sigh, thoroughly left in the dust. As I hear a short giggle coming from behind me, I turn to see Hanako smiling at the corner my attacker rounded. I pick up my drop bag from the floor and quickly dust it off. Afternoon. Been busy. You don't like English? Nah. Oh, nah. I had a test with it a while back, and Emmy caught me brooding about my results. Sorry. She averts her gaze, guilt written on her face. A casual observer would think she's just accidentally reminded me of a dead relative. Come on, it's not your fault. How are you doing in it? She looks up, though still avoids meeting my eyes. All right, I suppose. An awkward silence passes. They seem all too common around Hanako. Oh, Lily asked if you'd like to join us for lunch on the roof. I guess I don't exactly have any pressing engagements to attend to. Sure, I'll be right up. So we're going to be having lunch with Hanako, Lily, Emmy, and Rin?
Okay, I'm good. I'm fine with that.
I'll go get my lunch from the cafeteria now, then. Go on, you don't need my approval to leave, you know. Okay. I'll be going then. Isn't it weird that I kind of know somebody who acts a lot like Hanako? Is it weird? I don't know. I guess it's not really weird, but it's just this isn't really pressing, is it? So I'll just get back to the story. She gives a skittish reply, a small nod, and quickly makes off towards the cafeteria. And return of the gray-white people. I guess she must have forgotten to bring lunch today. As I walk through the hallways, more and more students start coming out of the classrooms and past me, going to the same direction Hanako went. By the time I manage to make it to the stairs, I'm having to push my way past a busily chattering throng of students. I finally manage to get past the last of the crowd and round the staircase, slumping slightly in relief and slowing my pace before I open the door to the roof. Ah, damn! I momentarily avert my eyes, all but blinded by the harsh summer sun. Hello, ladies! As I slowly regain my vision, the surroundings finally take form. Lily, Emmy, and Rin sit together on the rooftop. The top of the hilltop forest around Yamaku visibly past the fence around them, as if to frame the view. Ah, Hishio! Lily and Rin give a quick nod of acknowledgement and a deep nod in greeting, respectively. I sit walking. How would that even look? I would love to see an animation of that. Somebody sit walking. But anyway, I start walking towards the rather mix-match trio and can't help marveling at the speed of which Emmy devours the rest of her half-eaten banana. Hey, strange to see you three together like this. It seems to have been quite a day of coincidences. Emmy and Rin decided to eat on the roof just as Hanako and I decided to. But I thought they always eat on the roof. Yeah, you stole it. This spot is ours. That's what I am saying. Simmer down. You can't steal a place in a school. It's a public property. Plus, you don't really own it. I plunk myself down beside Lilly, the four of us creating a semicircle. I think she is right. You too. The butterfly is her accomplice? What? The butter? As I glance around, sure enough, a small yellow butterfly floats across my field of vision. So tell me, how did this butterfly help Lilly steal this spot? With magic, it scouted out our conversation and told her. I should have known better than to expect any reasoning from Rin. Regardless, I guess it wouldn't hurt to play along. So you're telling me that she can talk to butterflies? Best superpower ever. Or the dumbest, I don't know. There are people who can talk to horses, called horse whisperers. Lilly must be a butterfly whisperer. I bury my head in my hands as Emmy rounds on her strange companion. She doesn't seem to share Rin's sense of humor. Whisperers don't work like that. Emmy and Rin continue their banter as I turn to Lilly, who blushily finishes off her small box of curry and rice. I love me some curry and rice! With a pair of wooden chopsticks. So, what brought you up here anyway? A little fresh air every now and again doesn't hurt. Ah! Emmy breaks off from her vain attempt to introduce the concept of logic to Rin. That's why we come up here too. Something tells me that with her idea alone and that Rin only got dragged up here on Emmy's whim, then again, the same could probably be said of Lilly and Hanako. Well, there are the leaders and there are the followers. Now, we can share. The creaking of the door to the roof can be heard as soon as she says the words. A moment of silence falls over us as everyone's attention focuses on the figure that appears from it. It's Hanako! I love it how she just like slowly slides into the screen and slowly sits down. Hanako slowly walks over to us, her eyes pinned to the ground, silently ruining the attention she's attracted. She tenses just barely when her eyes meet Rin's. Is there some bad blood there? I can't help raising an eyebrow as she walks over to us and sits next to me, doing her utmost to avoid looking up even as she brings her cafeteria bread to her mouth. So, how do you and Emmy know each other anyways? Emmy's somewhat well known around the school for her athletic ability. Fastest thing on no legs. We all know that. She's the fastest member of the track and field club by some margin, even beating Miki Mirina at the track meet last week. Miki Mirina? Ah, that tan girl from the front of the class. Considering her height and toned body, being able to beat her is quite an accomplishment. Looking over to Lilly, it's very clear that she's well aware of this fact, and she beams proudly. So, Hishio, what was your score in English? Don't bring up English with me! Ouch. No comment. Boo! Shut up, Emmy! I had enough of your crap in the last playthrough. She puffs her cheeks and pouts, but it doesn't take long for her to bounce back. Alright, if I tell you mine, you have to tell me yours. Deal? No deal. Fine. Okay, on the count of 3, we both say our results. 1, 2, 3. 32 ellipses. We tricked you. I beam a mischievous grin. Evil! That's right, I am the evil genius in this relationship. You said it, not me. Still, the fact that you managed to get an even lower score than mine is kind of amusing. Grrr. She looks and sounds like a little terrier growling at an intruder. I can say it's almost threatening sight. It's the most threatening sight I've ever seen. I can't say it's the most threatening sight I've ever seen. Either way, hearing higher than 32 isn't something to boast about, much less scoring below it for any subject. Yes, Lily. Exactly. Sorry, Lily. Sorry, Lily. I could help you with your English if you'd like. It would be my pleasure to. No, it's fine. But I appreciate the thought. Really. Yeah, that's just like Emmy. Lily looks slightly deflated, her hopes of imparting her knowledge dashed. Judging by the badly hidden laughter of the rest of us, neither she nor Emmy seem to have garnered too much pity. Huh? Oh no! Why is this happening? As I sit happily laughing, though, I feel my voice suddenly cut off as my chest clenches. We're not gonna die in front of all these ladies! That would be so terrible! I sit in silence for a few seconds, all my concentration focused on my heartbeats. It's only a small pain, but the ache feels like it's growing. Breathe deeply. Breathe deeply. Don't die on us, Ishio. This would be terrible. I glance upwards and try to keep at least some of my attention on my surroundings. To see Emmy suddenly freezing when she notices my expression of pain on my face out of the corner of her eye. Hey, Ishio, you okay? Kinda dying. I'm fine. I look back down and redouble my efforts to try to stay calm, clenching my fists and trying to dull the pain. It takes a short time, but the pain, thankfully, begins to fade. This is gonna be a thing. Great. When I look back up, there's only silence and, passive faces to be seen. I guess I just better explain myself. Alrighty. But I think with that, we're gonna have to end this episode here, guys. It kind of kills me to kind of end it on such a dramatic note, but it has to be done, because I've been going for about half an hour. So anyway, like and favorite if you've enjoyed, subscribe, of course, and I'll see you guys next time. I'm out there in YouTube land. I will see you then. Be a nice person. Tip your waitresses. Yeah.